Since electric current can produce magnetic field, electric current can also interact with magnetic field. An electric current inside a magnetic field can experience a magnetic force. We use F sub B for magnetic force. Let's say we have a straight current inside this uniform magnetic field. If the length of the current inside the magnetic field is L, then the magnetic force can be found using this equation. The current I times the length L cross the magnetic field B. Normally, the length of something is a scalar, but in this case we make it a vector that gets its direction from the current. So if the current goes that way, the L goes in the same direction. So this length L is a vector. The magnetic field B is also a vector. This is one way to multiply two vectors. And if we put a x over here, this is what we call a cross product. It is also called a vector product because the result of this multiplication gives us a vector. See, the force is a vector. When we do cross product to multiply two vectors, we just have to multiply the magnitude of one vector times the magnitude of the other vector times the sine, the angle between these two vectors. So the sine, the angle between L and B. So this part is the cross product. Let's say the current is 3 amps. The magnetic field is 2 teslas. This capital T is for Tesla, the standard unit for magnetic field. The length of the current that's inside the magnetic field is 0.2 meters. And the angle right here is 40 degrees. So we can find the magnetic force using this equation. The current is 3 amps. The length is 0.2. The magnetic field is 2. And we want the sine, the angle between L and the B. The angle between these two vectors is 40 degrees. So it's sine 40 degrees. And this will give us 0.77 newtons. So that's the magnitude of the magnetic force acting on this current. To find the direction of this magnetic force, we have to use a new right-hand rule. For this right-hand rule, we have to keep our forefingers straight and stick our thumb out and keep the thumb perpendicular to the forefingers. So right angle over here. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to do this. So our straight forefingers will do the crossing, L cross B. And the thumb is going to give us the direction of the magnetic force. This is what we're going to do. The forefingers has to point to the direction of L, and remember L gets the direction of the current, so we have to point our forefingers in that direction along the current. And then we have to be able to bend our forefingers to get to the direction of B. Now B goes that way, so if I do this, I can never bend my forefingers to get to B. So I'll have to turn my hand, kind of make my palm face the direction of B. So now my forefingers are in the direction of L, and then I can bend my forefingers to get to the direction of B. So I go L cross B. My forefingers start in the direction of L and then bend and get to the direction of B. And all this time, my thumb is going into the paper. So my thumb goes into the paper, and that's the direction of my magnetic force. And into the paper means we draw a circle with an X. Notice how when I do the L cross B, my thumb doesn't move at all. The thumb is pointing into the paper the entire time. So the only goal for us to do the L cross B is to make sure that our hand is in the correct orientation. So the force can be in the correct direction. Let's say if I point it this way, because my forefingers cannot bend to B, that means the thumb must be in the wrong direction. So one way to do this correctly is you can start your forefingers in the direction of L. And then you can rotate your hand until you get to a orientation that you can, like this, so you can bend your forefingers to get to B. Then the thumb gives you the direction of the force. Or what you can do is you can point your palm in the direction of B. Because if you want to be able to bend your forefingers to B, your palm sort of has to face the direction of B. So you face your palm in the direction of B and then get your forefingers in the direction of L. Now you can do the L cross B. That means the thumb gives you the correct direction for magnetic force. We'll do more practice in the next lesson.